Hey guys, Griffin here, and today I want to talk to you about Badge of Tenacity farming. Now, I made another video yesterday talking about how to do it as a bear, solo farming it, no big deal. But the drop rate is so low that a lot of people in the comments were talking about doing the elites instead. So I thought I'd make a quick video on how to do those. Now, since I've done them and experienced them now, because before I was just solo farming, I definitely recommend that being the way to go if you can get a group. I was out here for a while looking for a group to go, and it was actually hard for me to find 5 people willing to do it. So you might have to still do solo farming, but once you get a group, or if you can get your guild group, this is definitely the way to get that badge much faster. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into it. Here are the fights. So I start off by doing all the drakes. Now in Ogre Law, there are 4 drakes. They're set up in different corners throughout. They start by clicking an egg, and then essentially you have to fight this drake. It's pretty standard tank, and you see right here we already got our first depleted item. Now I did all of these drakes in order and got a depleted item on 3 out of 4 of them, which is pretty good numbers. Obviously on other ones sometimes you get an Apexis Crystal instead, but everything costs 35 Apexis shards to summon, so you're definitely going to still need to farm those shards by yourself. Keep that in mind. But once you do, you can see that here's another one. This is the ring that I got, which is awesome. Again, pretty much just tank and spake. Bring 5 people though. You can do it with 4 or even 3. You could probably do it with 2, but it would take a very long time, so I recommend just doing it with a total 5 group if you can. Now I pugged it, so the agreement we had was whoever spent the shards got the blue item. It hurt me because like on this boss particular, after we kill him, he doesn't drop a blue, so I didn't get anything. But the next one, the rogue is gonna do it, and he's gonna get a purple, which is awesome. But essentially get the group, tank and spank, and this is 4 easy bosses. Now on top of them dropping blues and greens and stuff, they also drop these random like scales, and they each have their own unique one, but when you get all 4, you can combine them and it turns into a random type of cloak that you can sell in the auction house because it's a BOE. Or if it's a good cloak for you, you can wear it. It's not a good cloak for me, so obviously I'm just going to sell it. But another item. So in this farm that I did, I got 2 depleted items, a cloak, a blue plate shoulder, and then a couple other green items. I got an engineering pattern that I used, so there's that purple right there. But yeah, so this is very easy to farm. Getting the Apexis Crystals up front is the hardest part. So if you've been farming just solo, you probably have a ton of Apexis Crystals. This is how you're going to want to use them. So for this one, if you haven't done this before, it's essentially Simon. When you do the quests earlier at Ogre Law, you have to do this kind of anyway, and you're going to do the small ones on the outside. For the big ones, this is where you summon the bigger guy. And the way this is going to work is each player just stands on one of the 4 things and clicks in their order, just like Simon. As the string gets longer, it gets harder. So what we do here is the middle guy is actually going to type out the pattern to us so that we can remember when to go. So I know that I'm blue. I just click on the blue pattern, and you're going to see, I'm just going to fast forward this, but you'll see us clicking the patterns as requested. Just so if you haven't done this quest, get you familiar with it. You see the guy in the middle posting what the pattern is by using the letter of the, so B, G, R, and Y. Okay, and then he spawns. He's got 147,000 health. It's always the same guy. I haven't experienced any other guy except for this guy, and he's just a tank and spank. If he has mechanics, they don't affect the fight at all. He doesn't hit very hard, but he just takes forever to kill, so definitely bring 4 or 5 people. And he can also drop Apexis Crystals or depleted items along with some greens. Easy peasy. Okay, so now in the other sections of Ogre Law, the Forge Camp to the north and the south, there are these items you can click that summon these guys who can also drop Apexis Crystals and depleted items. They're pretty easy to kill with a full group. This guy, I think he throws like I can't think what it's called, but like an AoE damage. You just have to pull him out of it, no big deal. The Core Hound does a double fire breath. Just make sure you're facing him away from the rest of the group, and it should be easy to do. There's the breath right there. And again, depleted items and crystals. And yeah, and the only other one I put on here also is the Stasis Chambers that are in the other one that I talked about. These are pretty easy. Now, so from what I understand, 2 out of 3 of these can be soloed by a bear. So if you have a bear tank and you want to try to solo them, feel free to. We ended up just burning them down very quickly. Very easy fight. But yeah, so those are all of the elites that I farmed to get depleted items. I did it in an hour and I got 2 by myself. We got a total of 6 or 7 to give you an idea of how many of those depleted items dropped. None of them were the badge, which sucks, but this is definitely going to be the way to go if you can get a group. So I definitely recommend, I don't want to die from Ribbon Dark. I definitely recommend getting a group and doing it this way, especially if you're eager to get that before next week's raid time, like I'm trying to. But yeah, I hope this video helped. If you didn't see my first video, go ahead and check it out. It'll explain to you how to get Apexis shards. Sorry, I screwed that up a lot. Apexis shards so that you can summon these guys, and also a really good farming area, which again I'll point out is up here and in Bashir Landing. Anyway, I hope that video was helpful, and feel free to put in the comments if you got yours, because everyone's kind of talking about what the mob was they dropped it from. So if you dropped yours from a random or you got it from an elite, post it in there so we can kind of keep track and create an idea of percentages. Also, if you can, please subscribe, as that really helps me out. But as always, guys, take care.